Okay, hello, and welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be playing Close to the Sun, which is an interesting prospect. It's a little bit Bioshock. It's a little bit sort of Resident Evil-ish, I've been led to believe, i.e. with the atmosphere. We can see some ghosts there walking in the corridor, which is quite cool. And I think we're going to be spending some time on a super yacht that belongs to Nikola Tesla in the game at the very least. So let's see how this goes. Continue. I don't think I've played this game before, so let's go to new. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Oh, it begins. I'm curious about this game from a the reason why I'm playing it on Arcade Soup Gaming is because I'm curious about it from its design standpoint in terms of its again, a little bit Bioshock, a little bit steampunk, a little bit all this sort of stuff, and I'm wondering how it also interacts with the characters, real life characters, such as, for example, Nikola Tesla himself. Prologue: The Brilliance of Ada. You'll be lurking mostly, but hello. Oh, hello, good evening, Beck. I gather you are streaming later yourself, around 10 o'clock, is it? The Witcher, which I should be hopefully around for, so at some point anyway. Anyway, let's press to begin. Off we go. The Brilliance of Ada, but not Ada Wong,
My dear
obviously.
sister,
That's
I
a
left
different
you
game.
suddenly and without warning. For that and so much more to come, I apologize. I didn't board the Helios knowing what would happen, only that pursuing my research could change the world. And we did! Just not in the way I'd imagined.
Uh,
Not yet,
so
anyway.
often the case.
I want to explain everything now, so that you'd see that there is nothing to fear.
Nothing
You've
to
always
fear.
tried to protect me, my big sister, but this was meant to be. It's now my turn to protect you, if only so that things unfold the way they are meant to. Time and necessity has kept us apart, but that is about to change. We need you here aboard the Helios with me. I've enclosed a receiver, and as the name implies, it can receive signals through which we will communicate. I know little of this will make any sense right now,
Okay.
but I also know that you will keep your promise. I love you. Your sister,
Oh, it's like
Ada.
a reworked pocket watch. Pretty cool.
Pretty light on details there, Ada. You leave without warning and now need me aboard the Helios? What aren't you telling me?
Indeed, what aren't you telling me? Come aboard! Please wear the official Helios outfit provided by Wardenclyffe. Nice. Please leave your luggages. Please leave your luggage and personal belongings in the shuttle. Everything will be automatically transferred into your personal room once assigned. Okay. Now I'm getting slight, is it Canarium um, vibes? The sort of Lovecraftian mystery, sort of in the South Pole type game, where you wake up in a place in medias res, as it were. That's a really nice view though out the window. And I'm getting a good sense of roughly where I am. Okay. The weather's a bit miserable. The curtains are lovely. Rose Archer. That must be me. Must be my luggage. Nice sink. Hey, I mean, like nothing to complain about really. Oh, that's like a tannoy system. Cool. In so much as the accommodation that your sister led you to. Let's take a look at this document. Click. Yep. The Helios, the eighth wonder of the world, a triumph for engineering, for the advancement of science. Join the Helios crew. Apply at your local Wardenclyffe office. Okay, just adjust the camera there a little bit. No, sorry, other way. There we go. Okay, interesting. So you don't have to read the text; it will also show you the text in written form. Let's see. Can we leave the Oh, it's click. It's not press E to proceed. That's interesting.
Esteemed Warden Click guest, we will shortly be approaching the Helios. For safety reasons, we ask that you enter the observation cabin located atop the shuttle. Docking once all passengers are secured. Thank you.
Oh, there's the Helios.
Docking works better than these automated announcements.
This is so this is a tender. Is it a tender? Is that what they're called? We once visited the one of the I think if it's called a tender, the tender ships for the Titanic. It was a ship. It was like a small yacht that had kind of Titanic features, giving you a flavour of what the main ship would have. And so things like the flooring, the walls, the seats, the wood paneling, this kind of thing, were directly related to the Titanic. It was quite cool to see that in Belfast. Sea waves conquered by radio waves. The Wardenclyffe automatic shuttle fleet. There you go, shuttle fleet. Oh no, automatic shuttle fleet, autonomous and autopiloted. So maybe this is automatic shuttle fleet. British Navy in pursuit of the Helios. Alleged kidnapping of prominent British mathematician has the world on edge. Wow. Helios sets sail for the open ocean. Hand him over, says the Prime Minister. Wardenclyffe denies wrongdoing, claims that Maxwell joined voluntarily. International group of diplomats rally to calm the rising tensions. Tensions. Okay, so the Helios is a controversial vessel. The Helios, eighth wonder of the world, conquering new scientific frontiers under the guidance of Nikola Tesla himself. Invent and innovate without artificial limitations of capital or politics. Very Bioshock. Very Bioshock. Is a man not entitled to the sweat from his brow? No, says Washington, it belongs to the people. No, says the Vatican, it belongs to God. I know, no, Washington is like Uncle Sam, isn't it? And then, no, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to the people. Okay? Mysterious, abandoned vessel. Well, no, say autonomous vessel. Ah, it's so cool. I really am liking the windows. And oh, there's mud on the floor. Is that mud in your eye? Never heard of this. Interesting. Yes, it is. It is interesting. I've had it in my games library for a little while now, and I've wanted to give it a bit of time and space to breathe. Um, it's a bit of a mystery as far as I can tell. Slightly scary, but not too scary. But crucially, I'm really intrigued by the period, um, the period that it's set in. Ah, it's the automatic engine. Eighth wonder of the world, the Helios Grand Theatre, the best entertainment to stimulate the best minds. It's very atmospheric. I like the navigation lights on board. That's quite cool. Green for starboard, red for port. Press the button to commence the docking procedure. Oh, Nikola Tesla. Mr. Ambassador, you truly spoil us. And there's the Helios. I guess we're going in. Yeah, and benches like this actually were very much on that sort of tender vessel. It's intended to be a short trip and something which gets you in the mood for the main vessel. Hence the layout being very tailored, very specific in terms of color and metal and this kind of thing. Um, press the button. It is. It is very Bioshock so far. Which is one of the reasons why I just had to. I had to play it. I had to play it. Unfortunately, Bioshock though is difficult to play in terms of live streams because it contains so much copyrighted music. um, every advert, every radio, every bit of entertainment in the game is a well-known copyrighted song. Nice to see some credits up front as well. Art director, creative director, Federico Bellingeri. I do believe it is an Italian production, I think. Fabrizio Marocchino. Marocchino. Joel Hakalax, the game designer. Oh wow, we enter at the bow. Crikey. It's like approaching the sun. Quite appropriate for Helios, I guess. Oh, my phone. My phone thought I was asking to it to define cranky. I'll just let me just on airplane mode there. I think cranky. Where did it get cranky from? Ada Archer, young sister to Rose Archer, and a brilliant theoretical physicist. Her research about the Helios proved something. The border of Hermes. And also, actually, yeah, some of the classical Greek kind of references are present in Bioshock as well. I guess it's based on Atlas Shrugged, isn't it? The uh, utilitarian novel. Board the Helios and established communication with Ada. Ah, this is so cool. It's also there's a little bit of what's it called? Mortal Engines. Machines being swallowed by machines, this kind of thing. Hi, Nolan. Good evening.
Ada didn't tell anyone I was coming.
No. Interestingly, she said in Ada's message, it said something along the lines of to make sure things proceed as they're meant to. So I wonder if people have, well, if everyone maybe on the ship has been transported through time.
The Helios, a scientific endeavor that cruises in luxury while the rest of the world is left to fend for itself.
Interesting take on that idea. Inventing the tools of tomorrow, the Helios. Somewhere beyond the no, don't sing, copyright. Welcome aboard the Helios. You are now walking within the largest ship ever built. Well, I can believe you. It's got its own ecosystem. It's misty up there. London. Oh, nice. So they had different departure points. So London. What's over here? Stockholm. Yeah. Okay. Oh, they're a shuffler. Here's Rose. She doesn't move very quickly. Anyway, clearly I meant to go this way. It's interesting how often in um, game design, how it relates to historic architecture and design themes and concepts. The first instinct is to go big, isn't it? It's to go really, really big. Um, I can't help but think that materials of the time, I suppose, and the instincts of the time were very similar. I guess look at the Empire State Building, for example. It's a very similar sort of aesthetic, and it was making
Seems like I'll have to let myself in.
a statement. Wardenclyffe. Let's see, what is it? That's a heck of a face. The shipwreck. Active spy. Isolate and eliminate. Crikey. Okay. Isolate and eliminate. Anything else in here? We have some notes. Now, this is something I always keep an eye out for. There was something similar happening in the game. Oh, uh, in the shore, where sometimes they'll make an asset and use it and reuse it. So we have that note there, which appears to be over here as well, and just here. There's someone sort of making notes, trying to track down the spy, but the same set of notes 3 times. I don't know. Anyway, mustn't be nitpicky because this is a gorgeous environment. Look at that glass as well in the window. The phenomenology of this space would be a heck of a thing to think about, wouldn't it? Greetings, Earthling. Welcome to the future. Oh. The future is, needs a better electrician. Got all the dots on the globe there. So I'm determined not to go where I'm meant to go. It's like, will you just go where you're meant to go? Go, follow the carpet. Just go this way. Stop deviating.
Morgan Cliff, a company distributing electricity to half of the world, and yet still hungers for that other half.
You are here. So what have we got? We have post office, reception, carpentry, clubs, exhibition gallery, ballroom, casino. Ooh, interesting. So I'm in the harbour. Infirmary, security, library, boilers, magazine 1, magazine 2, dining area, security, panoramic view, post office, boilers, machinery room, apartments, infirmary, Helios gym, swimming pool, Teslatorium. That's going to be interesting if we get to see the Teslatorium. Main hall, evacuation area, fresh water tanks, football pitch. Interesting. Now, will that be football or will that be football? I guess we'll see. Hopefully, they mean soccer, football, or not. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Would they would no? It might be football. It might be American football. Anyway, RS station. RS station. What that means? Cargo, kitchen, hairdresser, barbershop, and then magazine, laundry. Interesting. And the ship's so big they can't even fit it on the whole diagram on one board. That's how big it is. In we go. Oh. Quarantine.
Quarantine? What have you got yourself into, Ada?
Great.
That door could have squished me in half. Ooh, nothing says welcome like an eye looking at you. You are being watched. Remember, you will never be unwatched. I don't know. I'm not sure I want to hop over there just yet. Let's see what else there is. Again, very Bioshock. The welcome area. Lots of abandoned luggage. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's funny. Was it yesterday? I think Resident Evil turned 25, and I was tempted to do a live stream of that. Yes, don't dead open inside. Yeah. Yes. But it looks like this is scratching that itch a little bit already. Indeed, it's COVID all over again. Quarantine. Hello, Smig. Good evening. I do love this. So far, this game has excellent design. These are like period, almost like cinema seats, aren't they? Or theatre seats. In a waiting area. Wardenclyffe passport. You get your own passport on board. Crikey. 1897. Stamped. Nicholas Ford. 11th of October 1850. Birth. USA. New York. Actor. 21 days. Pass number. Intriguing. Yes, it is. It is insane, isn't it? And do you know what? I haven't. I've got the PlayStation game just there, and I haven't played it in the original in ages. Well, frankly, I didn't have a PS2 until only a few years ago. Definitely didn't have one as a kid. But yeah, I've got it in its box amongst some other Resident Evil stuff just up there. I should pop it in the PS2. I should have a bit of backwards compatible fun with it. You were 8 when RE1 came out. What do we think? I would have been, well, 25. I would have been. Why is it so hard? I think 11. I think 10, 11, maybe 10. Yeah. Oh, sorry, blood. I've been. Maths is hard. Blood on the floor. Yeah. Oh. Well, Mr. Tesla, what have you done? Join him. You too can change the world. Join Mr. Tesla today. Aboard. No, aboard the Helios today. Right. Well, disable 2 security overrides. Reactivate the elevator. Okay. Math is hard. Well.
Override. Well, I guess I'll have to disable it.
Maths is hard. Maths can be very hard at times. But also beautiful, actually. I do like looking at
Hello?
Oh.
Anyone there?
Crikey. Call cranky blimey. Something I'm finding interesting about this game, the way it seems to show on the stream, is that it's handling the depth of colour quite well, and the depth of darks and black actually quite well. I don't think, yeah, it looks like you can sort of see roughly what I can see, which is good. Because the previously I've tried, there was Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth, for example, where no matter how bright I made the game, it was just pitch black on the stream. Gentleman restroom out of order. Use the ladies' room. Keep it clean. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is, in my experience, a fallacy. When I worked at Jorvik, it was the girls' loo, it was the ladies' loo that was always the absolute horror show. Girls, school groups on trips, they do not care. We found horrible things in that toilet. Oh.
There is to be no movement on or off the Helios. And yet, here you are. Another one of Edison's spies, I presume. No matter. Movement throughout the ship has been restricted. Whether you are friend or foe, do watch your step.
Okay.
Gee, thanks for the warm welcome. Now, what have you done with my sister?
Oh. Yeah, there we go. So now we were just out there, now we're here. Wonder why everything is under quarantine. Profile armless. Suspected sleeper agent. Find, confirming, or eliminating evidence. Okay. I would have been 17 but we didn't have a gaming system at the time. Yeah, well, that's the other thing as well. Actually, it's funny how much more acceptable. Ananya Patel, 1855, born in India, Bombay, lab technician, indefinite length of stay. Interesting. It's interesting how completely far more acceptable
Okay, where am
uh,
I to go?
gaming and having a console in your house and, or in my case, a few consoles, um, is these days. Geek chic has become a real thing. Back then, it was no guarantee. I mean, I was never shy about telling people about computer games, but I definitely had friends who were uh, shall we say, shy and quiet about their hobby. Um, fourth report, agent missing. Wonder what they're tracking. There's the Helios, so we're somewhere in the Atlantic, I guess. Well, at least we were, or the ship was when. Look at that lamp. Oh, can I crouch? It doesn't look like I can crouch. It's a really cool lamp. Very steampunk. Young Hwan Choi, 1843, Korea, departed from Seoul, lab researcher, stay indefinite. All these people in all of their passports. Had it been 12, we're all old in here. Seasoned, we're seasoned, we're experienced, is what we are. Um, Precisely, yeah, they go, seasoned, Merrill. We had a Commodore 64. Wow. No, we didn't. I didn't get sadly that far back. My dad had uh, was it a Commodore 64? It was a, oh, it'll come back to me. Anyway, medical and chemical spy connections involve people. Tom, Kate. Is that John or Hyon or Yon? Johan. All the documents are available privately. London Embassy new address. Uh, okay, so they're definitely trying to track down spies. Manchester Liberty Road meeting place. So presumably the ship's been visiting places around the world, not only picking up but also dropping off, maybe showcasing all this kind of thing. Uh, you'd have been 6, Nolan. Well, you're the baby. You're the baby of the group. Um, Interrogation suspect. Andrei Ladchenko functioned as messenger to sleeper agents aboard Helios. Further interrogation required. Still refuses to give up name of target agent. London Embassy again, 1893. St. Paul's Cathedral, dead drop. Yeah, they're definitely trying to track down. And to be fair, Tesla has a reason, would have a reason to be concerned about spies. Cool, that's the newspaper that was on the tender ship as we were approaching. Cool.
Confirmed Edison agents?
Mm,
Seems like their rivalry is alive and well.
yeah. Cool. I mean, Edison was notorious for what he did. In accordance with the procedure protocol A12, officers greeted the shuttle from Sydney upon arrival. When the guest did not appear, as instructed, the officers embarked the shuttle to perform a standard search. The guest was not found aboard, and neither was any of the issued Wardenclyffe paperwork or issued clothing. Further inspection of the vessel revealed a noticeable but harmless indentation on the starboard side of the shuttle. There was no record of this dent when the vessel left Sydney, so it is possible that the shuttle was boarded by another ship while en route to the Helios. This is the 11th incident of a similar nature this year alone. The vulnerable nature of our automatic shuttles has been corrected. The ID documentation and Wardenclyffe uniforms are regularly lost and could provide Edison with enough information to create convincing forgeries. I have yet to receive any reassurance that measures are being taken to prevent these incidents from reoccurring. Security officer. Mm. they did really did come along. And the thing is, Oregon Trail is um, so beloved of so many people, and my understanding is that it was one of the games. Oh, it's paint, not blood. Oh, is someone painting blood? Oh. It was one of those games that people were actually allowed to play in school as well, like in the 80s, um, as part of their sort of computer education. They could actually play the Oregon Trail. So you can absolutely see why the people would have a soft spot for it. So that's one down, one to go. Where's the other switch, I wonder? Must be this way. Sinclair ZX Spectrum is what my dad had. That's it. And we had a torch. It's a bit dark in here. And I apparently, and to be fair, I think my mum sort of held on to this a bit much, really. But apparently, as a baby, I was left alone with it. My dad had been, woo, blimey, had spent the night programming in a game, which itself is an astonishing idea. The idea of programming a computer game by hand every night, or overnight in order to play it the next day. He left me alone with it for a few minutes, and when he came back, it just did not work. There was nothing obvious that I'd done to it, but it just ceased to work. So I have a few of the games still upstairs, amongst some of my other sort of my own childhood retro sort of gaming stuff, and the documentation and the code books that he wrote and all this kind of thing. It's a really interesting sort of artifact, but apparently he was gutted, and I feel kind of bad that I did that to his beloved gaming machine. Edison denies espionage allegations. Accusations are merely circumstantial, claims Edison. Preparations for a countersuit is on its way. Wardenclyffe declines to comment. Tesla absent as preliminary hearings commence into accusations of Edison espionage. And they have a whole bureau here. This must be like excuse me, like an onboard sort of FBI, secret police type thing. Loose lips could sink our ship. And also they have double whammy security.
That should do it. Now to find Ada.
Take the elevator to a higher floor to re-establish communication with Ada. Let's have a look up there. Let's have a look. What you see here, what you do here, when you leave here, let it stay here. Nice. Did he get it fixed? He never did. No, he never did. Unfortunately, he had a lot to deal with. He was, at that time, working very hard in his job. He was a telephone engineer. My poor mum had... don't worry, her research holds the key to everything. Oh, this is where...
Who is this message for?
Oh, this is one of those pneumatic pod delivery systems. It's donk, and then pod and tubes arrive in places. Yeah, pneumatic messages. Cool. Yeah, so my mum often was at that time in her life was going through particularly bad emotional problems, psychological problems, and so he was very stressed. He working hard, trying to look after two boys, two very young boys, and never got back into it, unfortunately. And then sadly, I think around about the time he might have been thinking about it, around when I was 4 or 5, then he unfortunately died. So yeah, I feel kind of bad. At some point, it'd be cool to try and set one up though, and try and maybe program in the games. Uh, the games that I have access to. Tesla's death ray to make war impossible. That's a very mutually assured destruction kind of concept, isn't it? Loose pages of a newspaper. Tesla's death ray to make war impossible. Nikola Tesla proposes to compel the world towards peace with the threat of immeasurable damage. His newly announced weaponry is about to go up for auction. Oh, great! Yes, of course, naturally. Yeah, auction off the death ray of untold destruction. It has nations all over the world scrambling for funds. Tesla's ship-mounted weaponry could annihilate an entire fleet. Well, there's a motive for spying on. Oh, hey, woohoo! You can press shift to run. That's good to know. A motive to try and take over the ship. If you're Mr. Edison. Well, it was definitely difficult for him at times. And then, yeah, it was difficult for, for for us as well. Yeah, growing up. But at the very least, I have quite a funny memory, or quite a funny story to tell about his Sinclair ZX Spectrum. Is that blood on the floor? There's blood everywhere. Or is it just water? No, just water. Well, why the squeaky squeak? Oh, because there's blood over here. There's a pipe. There's a creepy mask. Mm. And again, I don't know to what extent it's genuinely true. Maybe, you know. Then again, I did get to inspect it. I did actually. I had the. We used to have it lying around. It was like a little. It was a second generation one. It was like it's an all-in-one sort of, kind of about the size of a tablet actually these days. It had rubber keys. I remember it had like a rainbow kind of stripe on the top of it. Um, oh, bugs. Again, lots of information being monitored here. Jackpot. InfoSec just sent a tube that corroborates the dates and places. He's an Edison spy, all right. Your gut instincts were right again. It's important that we make this one count. We need to tap him on all that he knows, whether he wants to sing or not. This is definitely a West-West situation. Feel free to get creative. Security Officer De Rossi. I see. Is this them getting creative, perhaps? The torture type thing. Is that a... Well, there's a spanner, and then is this fluids, perhaps? Maybe a truth serum or something to make sure they don't pass out while they're being brutally tortured. Anyway, that's... No, that doesn't work. Interesting. Authorized personnel only. Let's just try different combinations, shall we? And then 1, 2, 3. Do 1, 2, 3. Oh, hey! Oh,
This is how suspected Edison spies get interrogated aboard the Helios?
the torture vault.
Wait until my editor hears about this.
So there's a truth serum. You've got sort of pokey things, hammery things, sawy things, pliary things, and blood everywhere. Oh, and a little interrogation light as well. Okay, so they were clearly jealously guarding their secrets. Just something I learned recently, actually, is that the difference between jealous and envy has been blurred in modern language, but you jealously guard. You are jealous of keeping hold of something that you have, and you are envious of things that other people have. That's quite a cool difference. And also a reason for those two words continuing to exist, I guess. As Mrs. Soup often says, if a word is not required, it more often than not disappears. So you just have to think about why a word exists. Ooh, what is that? A worn keycard used for Helios entrance elevator. Okay. Well, there we go. Oh!
What the hell? Hey! Hey!
That was creepy. That was creepy, Meryl. Department of Security monitors all personnel aboard the Helios, as we've seen. Yeah. The fire of Prometheus, stolen from the gods, and bequeathed to man, or humanity. Explore the Helios and find Ada. Oh, look at that! In some ways, this is blah, 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 blah. This is a slightly more interesting sort of prospect architecturally than even Bioshock, because everything has to work within a ship, and therefore there's a symmetry. Central symmetry, is that even the thing? There's a there's a there will be a symmetry. There'll be a balance and a sort of a funneling um, aspect to how that everything works within the bounds of a ship. And so in Bioshock, then you might have had much more of a verticality to a space like this. But in this instance, I'm actually kind of more impressed with this because this is revealing the next section within the bulkheads of the vessel. It's again, phenomenologically, it's designed to make an impression, isn't it? Oh, nice.
This is lead researcher Archer calling any survivors on this frequency. Is anyone out there?
What the?
I repeat, this is lead researcher Archer calling for any survivors on this frequency.
Put it over your ear.
Rose?
Ada!
Holy shit, Rose!
Ada!
What the hell are you doing here?
Wait, what? Ada, you told me to come. I've got your letter right here.
That doesn't make any sense. I didn't write you any letter, Rose. But never mind. There's been an accident or sabotage. It doesn't matter. We need to get off this ship.
That's what the quarantine is about? Ada, what the hell is going on?
Rose, listen very carefully. We really need to leave. It's spreading all.
Ada! Ada!
Oh, blimey.
Come on.
What's spreading?
Need a better signal.
I'm thinking time bubbles. Hence getting a letter in the past. No, in the past from your sister's future, maybe? Do you think the internet accelerated the evolution of language? I'm thinking about the change in the lingo that keeps popping up in chat rooms. I think it's definitely having an effect. One of the words that really bothers me that's developed in recent years is particularly the American use of the word addicting, or rather, sorry, the made-up word addicting, as opposed to addictive. I've seen some people try to make an argument that linguistically there's nothing wrong with it in terms of the structure of the word, but there's a reason that you say annoying instead of annoyive, isn't there? It's annoyive is not a word. Addicting is not a word. Indeed, addicting is annoying. Yeah, yeah, it's an odd one. So, but I think copy error, convention, cultural, a desire for sort of standing out through cultural alterations and slang has always been a thing from generation to generation. But the internet's definitely having an effect on it. We also have a lot more cognates than we had before, words from one language that get used in others. Yes, absolutely. And English is rich in cognates. Absolutely.
Helios, named after the sun itself, a source of almost unlimited power. This is a safe space for those with an open mind and a talent for the scientific arts to expand the limits of human endeavor.
Very cool.
Away from prying eyes and cynical money men, here all that matters is progress as we reach for the very stars themselves. It is our floating home and the cradle of mankind's technological evolution. You walk within the very future of the human race, and you are most welcome.
Again, very Bioshock. Mixing of people online makes it easy for words to get borrowed. Well, words get borrowed, but I think more importantly, there's a lack of formality in the language that's used, um, and structure. Uh, Structure isn't necessarily required. Um, Oh no, 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 no! Addicting is not the effect that it has on it. Something is addictive is the effect. It is addictive. An addictive substance um, can be the quality, and then addict. I don't know if you try to trying to hurt me with that, but um, okay, fair enough. You know, if you want to believe that that's the case, and indeed, no one person controls language. That's the other important thing here as well. It is becoming a word. It just never used to be, or one that was commonly used anyway. Is Tesla sitting on his chair, surrounded by his. I'm trying to remember. He did the alternating current, didn't he? And Edison was a fan of uh, DC power, direct current, and he would try to claim that alternating was somehow
My first Tesla
more
tower in
dangerous.
Cliff was a huge success. I always knew that my dream of free energy transmitted wirelessly across the globe would be a resounding success. What I did not foresee was the hunger of the human race, its gluttony for more, and more electricity. Wireless transmission of power, that's the easy part. Finding that power in the first place, now there's the tricky bit.
It's a tricky bit. It's interesting. The wireless transmission of power is something which obviously we're now becoming more and more familiar with. Phones that can charge wirelessly, but it was definitely something that Tesla was into. X-ray machine, nice. That's how the word is used. That is how the word is used. This is true. And I suppose another one that I find fascinating, it annoys me slightly less, but it stands out to me quite a lot, is the use of when people say on accident instead of by accident, on purpose, by accident. But again, in American English, on accident has become increasingly the thing that's said. It's intriguing. I think we often get into this issue where the etymology of the word goes against the current use of language and how it's more useful today. At some point, you have to sacrifice either the history or the current use and find a balance. Yes, and that definitely happens um, with, again, lots of English
When I
words.
discovered the
Um,
X-ray, we would have wonderful times in the lab shooting each other with the disc. Blackened silhouettes on the walls, capturing a single moment of playtime for all eternity. That is, of course, until we realized that X-rays are quite harmful. This machine makes the whole process much safer, though far less fun.
well, X-ray exposure. Hmm. It's good that they quickly got on top of that. Oh, again, beautiful windows. The Tesla Tower. Wonder where Tesla's supposed to have got the money for this super vessel. Presumably from the what's it called?
My first
Wardenclyffe,
My
the
first
Wardenclyffe
Tesla tower
organization.
at Cliff was a huge success. I always knew
Neon
that my dream
lights.
of free energy
Ooh.
transmitted wirelessly across the globe would be a
Tesla
resounding
coil.
success. What I did not foresee was the hunger of the human race, its gluttony for more, and
The
more
Death Ray.
wireless transmission of power. That's the easy part. This is the machine with which I intend to rid the world of war once and for all.
With the Death Ray.
Death ray. It may seem contradictory that such a thing could promote peace, but possessed with this, none would even consider military action against us. That's the theory, at least.
Tesla is. He really is. He was
Radio waves aren't just great for transmitting
really
sound
ahead of his
images
time.
and energy across large distances, but with this radio-controlled boat, they can also be used to transport
That's how we
people.
arrived.
If you're here on the Helios, then you've already enjoyed an image on one of these. They are unmanned vessels, controlled automatically via radio signals. Less risky in case of malfunction and subsequent drowning. Not that there was ever much risk. That is to say, you're safely here, aren't you? So,
Just don't think about it too much. Just don't think about it too much. You're here. You're safe. All's well. Yeah, I think the epic rap battles of history put it quite well. That uh, You did not. What was it? You did not steal from me. You stole me from the people. I think I forgot how the lyric actually goes. But yeah, this idea that Edison and his campaign really had an effect on what Tesla minds like Tesla could do to the world, and also other minds as well. The earthquake machine. Yes, I've heard about that. Apparently, according to Tesla, he had a machine that could generate a frequency that would make, presumably, it would resonate at the resonant frequency of materials that it was placed on. So I think MythBusters tested this with a bridge, um, and you see sort of similar effects, for example, in the Millennium Bridge in London when it was new. People would sort of amplify the frequency because they'd be trying to correct their balance as it was wobbling,
A ship full of scientists in the middle of the ocean.
and eventually it ripples and would
What
fall
could
apart.
possibly go wrong?
So this is what we needed in Bioshock. We needed someone with a slightly cynical journalist sort of edge, you know. Oh, Wardenclyffe. So things have definitely gone wrong. Oh,
What the?
that was me turning around then. By the way, that wasn't a cutscene. Yep, time bubbles. I'm telling you, time bubbles is what we're
Anyone?
at. Have people got masks on? It's just a mask. Oh, are they having a party? This is also a bit Bioshock, isn't it? With the New Year's Eve party that they had. Oh,
What the hell was that?
Rose? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but what the hell am I doing here? If you didn't write the letter, who did? It's in your handwriting and everything.
This is gonna sound weird, but it might have been me. Not present me, but future me.
there you go.
I know how crazy that sounds, but I promise I can explain everything. Let's rendezvous in my apartment. From there, we'll escape together, okay?
Escape
Would you
from what
kindly
exactly?
rendezvous in the
It's not safe
apartment?
here, Rose. It's spreading throughout the ship. I'll tell you everything when we meet up in my apartment. You need to grab a Faraday key card from the check-in desk there in the main hall. They're kept in a wall-mounted safe. The combination should be written down somewhere nearby. The key card will automatically take the elevator to the right district. Did you get all that?
Yeah. Open safe, get key card, use elevator, meet in your apartment. I got it.
Great. I won't be able to reach you on the radio for a bit, so just get there and stay safe, okay?
Fine. But when you get there, I'm expecting some answers. Deal?
Deal. Oh, sis? Even if I can't explain why or how you got here, really am grateful that you're here. See you soon.
Incidentally, is the game volume okay? If you want, I can turn it up a little bit. Just looking at the levels on the stream, it might be a little bit quiet. An engraving on the inside of the mask reads Biolab's anonymity mask. Return to Wardenclyffe representative. Interesting. Interesting. Incidentally, as well, as part of various things that I'm undertaking at the moment to sort of um, renew, reinvigorate, and reassess how I do my various activities. For example, tomorrow Andy and I will be talking a bit about the new form for watching brief. I'm also today redid my weekly planner board, so it's much neater, much a little bit more room to write, and also crucially, I have picked out a couple of days on which I will always try to live stream. So Tuesdays, probably Tuesdays for Archaea Soup, um, and Thursdays for my other YouTube channel. And I'm going to try and stick to that. You know, one live stream a week. Probably at some point also I want to try and get back to the Skyrim Archaeological Survey, but Leaf and I have to figure out how we're going to do that because post-COVID, I think our timetables might have desynced slightly. But that's something else to think about. It's not a problem; it's an opportunity. Games audio is a little low. Okay, hang on just a sec. Let me just Let's turn up the volume a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. Memo, Eric, remember to write down the new safe code when you change it. Margaret had to come all the way from the tech labs just to reset the safe mechanism last week. She wasn't pleased. Don't mess up again. Current code 142. That's a heck of a code. Well, okay, let's see.
That must be the safe. Now to get it open.
1. Oh no, I went past 4. I'm not sure Tesla would be very impressed with these combinations safes that we've been able to open so far. The arrow safe isn't particularly secure. That's 142, isn't it? Oh! Sorry, I was, right, okay. So I was putting the number underneath the cogs, but no, they're on the right-hand side. Skyrim will never die. It won't. It won't. And we definitely want to get back to it and keep on going with it because we're having so much fun. And actually, what we should try to do is live stream our investigations, probably on Twitch. Actually, I think we both really enjoy not only investigating, but also sharing that experience with people as we go. And frankly, it's, reacting to what people's observations are as well. Okay, so 1. No, I need 1 to be... Ah, okay. Right, getting the hang of it. The hang of it now. So, 1, 4, 2. There we go. Is that it? No. There. Faraday District.
Bingo. A key card for the elevator.
Wardenglyph announces success resonance with other dimensions. Only Tesla knows how it works. Dawn of free energy. Yes, because sucking energy from other dimensions is never going to get you in trouble, is it? Not least with the inhabitants of those dimensions, if there are inhabitants. Is Tesla violating the laws of the conservation of energy? Free energy threatens thousands of energy jobs. Riots are expected. It's funny on in North Shields, just up the road from me, they had I probably might have already mentioned this in a video or a live stream, but it's pertinent. I shall mention it again. They had a hotel.
Shit.
Oh, blimey! They had a hotel set up with a lamp on top of it that was burning for all to see, all the residents of North Shields. And it was meant to be proof that gas was stable, as opposed to whale oil. The residents of North Shields and living on the Tyne had become accustomed to burning whale oil in their cooking and in their heating.
All right.
And
Hope this works.
and whale oil magnates were trying to make people believe that gas was dangerous. So the gas industry installed this lamp on top of the hotel that just burned for years. Well, as far as I know, burned for years, so people could see. Oh, it's still there. The hotel hasn't blown up. All this kind of thing. So new energy sources definitely do have real world implications. So yeah, so if Tesla was to find a way to pull energy from another universe, there would be people responding to that. The home of Hestia. Press to begin. But yes, once again, there's that sort of central and then branching aspect
Smell.
of design. Enter the apartment complex, which a ship necessitates and presumably focuses and guides the design in a way that Bioshock arguably was freer to mess around with in terms of verticality and lateral movement, this kind of thing. As is tradition, can I jump up on? As is tradition, the Helios, aboard the Helios, we will hold the annual ball to welcome new arrivals. There we go. Annual ball to welcome new arrivals. Get your season ticket to the Helios Grand Theatre at the Helios. No, to the Helios Grand Theatre. Contact your assigned recreation officer for season programs and prices. So they had an economy on board. That's interesting. Were people being paid for their work and then therefore spending on board? Were they like indentured clients? Which is sort of, it's the model that they used when they were constructing railways. You get navvies, for example, in Yorkshire, building railways and living in moving villages that moved with the railway. It was like a little town on wheels. It's quite a cool cartoon. Or so yeah, a little moving town where because they're in the middle of nowhere in the moorland. The railway manufacturers, or the people who had the contract to build the railway, would also be the people selling goods to their workers within the shops within that village. So there'd be a company shop where you get subsidised prices, so things wouldn't cost so much, and therefore you'd be less inclined to go to a local town and spend your money on beer or butter or say food and stuff like that. But it also meant that they could get away with paying you less as well if you're in a closed economic system. So I wonder how that applies to this in this instance. If you have assigned recreation officers with season programs and prices, how does that relate to your you being reimbursed for your work on board the ship? I wonder. Sold my soul to the company store. Well, yeah, I guess, and especially a company store that you have no choice but to visit if you're in the middle of nowhere, if you're on a massive ship in the ocean. Oh, there's someone at the end. Well, hang on. Is this door open? It's open. No.
Locked.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh. These people waiting to run across my field of vision just to bother me. Newly opened Wardenclyffe operations in South America reignites tensions. Edison threatens to resume legal actions against Wardenclyffe expansion. International court complications could delay power grid growth. And that's the other thing as well, actually. Obviously, Edison was 16 tons does illustrate that very well. What's that? What's 16 tons? I'm curious. But obviously, Edison also was very interested in monopolies. He attempted to create a film monopoly. It's the reason why Hollywood moved to Hollywood away from the East Coast. Not least because also there's plenty of sun there for filming. But it's because they wanted to get away from having to be part of the Edison monopoly.
Rose, did you reach my apartment district yet?
Yeah.
So power
This
grids,
door
filming technology,
won't open.
all this stuff is
Easy there, champ. Try putting your
of the time.
considerable weight behind it.
Harsh.
Yeah.
Ah! Brains. Brains and blood.
Rose,
Oh my god!
what's going on?
They're in pieces, Ada!
Shit.
Get me out! How do I get out?
Rose. Rose! It's gonna be okay. Rose, listen to me. You're having a panic attack. Just focus on my voice, Rose. Close your eyes and just focus on my voice. Breathe with me. One leaf in. One thorn out. One leaf in.
One leaf in, one thorn out.
One thorn out.
It's a song. Interesting. I will look into that. Thank you. I may have already heard it and I just didn't know what it was called. But
There you go.
thank you. Yes, I'll
Good.
definitely look at that.
Good.
Oh
They've been
goodness.
butchered, Ada. Who? Or what did this?
We don't know yet. But right now we need to get you safe. Make your way to the center of the apartment complex. There's a generator that will open the gates. Focus on that for now. I'm on my way. I'll broadcast you again shortly. Be careful, sis.
I'll try.
Yeah. And that's the brain. Blood everywhere. Time is not a river. Get to the center of the complex to re-enable lights. Re-enable, that's a nice turn of phrase. To re-enable the lights. Oh, ugh. Okay. Time is not a river. Oh, did she just... I think she just wafted a fly out of her face. I think... Oh, that's quite a nice little incidental bit of motion. Okay, can we close the door? Close the door in the murder room. No, we can't. Okay. See what I mean, though? Look at that. Look, a central spine with architecture that's branching off to the right and left. This presumably is going to be more or less all the way through. And it's interesting how actually how presumably in the deeper bowels of the ship and the engineering aspects, then you'll have the needs of the machine will come first. So you'll have pipes that maybe have to come from one place to another. I don't have to pay so much attention to to this sort of symmetry. That said, that the needs of the engines, presumably, especially the driving, looks like there are 4 wheels on the ship that are driving it forward. Pedal wheels. That will necessitate some sort of symmetry when it comes to delivering the power to those mechanisms. But certainly, from what I've observed being on board ships, the moment you get out of public view, these sorts of niceties of symmetry, etc., sort of go out the window. The needs of the machine come first. The needs of the machine. That should be a band or something. We've been the needs of the machine. You've been beautiful. Good night. Midnight, lights out. No debates past midnight. Arguing over the limitations of Fourier transformations can wait. No need to bother the rest of the district. Keep your lively debates and discussions to their designated halls and hours. Continued disturbances will be reported to the Department of Security as is protocol. Well, you put passionate people together, passionate, clever people together, they're going to have arguments and debates and discussion. Oh. Oh no, there's more blood on the floor. There's blood everywhere.
No Ada Archer listed here.
Ah. Freya Larson, researcher, weather department. Biology, technology, division. Particle division. Oh, nice, I like that. Her hand goes out to touch the wall, that's quite cool. Plant division, maintenance division, electricity, dimensional resonance division. That's Asia Zoo. So we're looking for our sister.
Are these visions from the past?
That's a good question. One electron theory reaches 4 sigma certainty. Helios research result alters the foundation of physics. Mathematical advances are proved correct. This is a disaster, claims multiple universities. Well, if you destroy standard models of the universe, then it will have implications. It will have implications.
That must be it. Let's see about getting some lights on in here.
Step 1. Make sure the active line light is green. If needed, use the line control button to cycle between power lines. So, green. Step 2. Enter correct access code 11213. When the code has been accepted, indicate by green light you can proceed to step 3. So 11213. 213. That's interesting. Oh, okay. So 1. No. Okay, no. 11213. How do we get this to? So 1. Why are there 3 buttons that all seem to do the same thing? Intriguing. 11213. 1 1 2 1 3. Aha! There we go. Okay. And then when the access code has been accepted, you can proceed to flip the main apartment switch. Power should now be restored. Hey! I can find where Ada's apartment. BF. Delta. Let's see. Nope, looked at that one. Let's proceed down here.
Ada! Ugh, about damn time. What took you? What?
Hello?
Who is this? If you've harmed my sister, I swear to God I will break every bone in
Hey, I haven't harmed anyone, all right? My name's Aubrey, and it's really, really nice to finally talk to someone who isn't decomposing, you know? Never mind, sorry. But you have got to get me out of here. I'm holed up in the engine halls, starboard side, deck 82. Kind of trapped, actually. How soon can you get here?
Look, buddy, I can't make any promises. I'm going to get my sister off this thing, but if we can, we will come to get you too. How does that sound?
Oh yeah, of course. Don't mind me. I'll just sit here and starve. No problem. That sounds great. You know, Benny here in the corner died during the exotic energy leak, but he still has most of his spine intact. Maybe he can lend it to you so that the next time a person in need asks for help, you will have enough of a backbone to actually do something. Ah.
Crikey.
What the hell was all that about? Exotic energy?
So this was in the Tube, Maxwell District to Faraday District. Is anyone still in Faraday? We need help. We're trapped in Maxwell with a severe EXO leak. We've tried to close it off, but it just keeps spreading. Some are hallucinating shapes in the EXO clouds, and it's just putting everyone on edge. We haven't heard from SecDev, so quarantine protocol is still active, but people are considering making a break for the rail tunnels. Send someone, anyone. And all of these tube delivery systems are quite intriguing. So maybe this was like a postal system as well within the apartment complex. People could write a message, or actually it looks like they're scribbling down ideas maybe, and depositing them in I guess the cloud, the pneumatic cloud. Oh, more dead people, more blood. Oh, crikey. The circle must be broken. The circle must be broken. The circle must be broken. Crikey. The science. There's an animation I saw years ago where it's almost like, after years of research we've identified science, and it had this box where there was I think it was just like an atom. It was an animated atom. It just had a little cigarette. It just went, "You right, mate?" Science. The science. Gamma.
Not going through that anytime soon.
Can we see it? No, she's not on that. No. Although, is that? Oh, cool. We've seen Ananya Patel's passport, haven't we? That's a nice bit of in-world consistency. O'Neill, McCoy, Gibbons, Kowalski, Victoria Kowalski, Navarra, Gonzalez, Tergren? Or Tergren? Where is my sister's apartment? I love the science. Absolutely. You right, mate? Yeah, I'm science. Yeah, yeah, that's what I am. Yes, I've also decided as well to not worry too much over the purpose of any particular given live stream. So I think in any live stream I do, particularly on this channel, I'm going to be making observations that are pertinent to playing as an archaeologist. But sometimes, for example, in the case of the Skyrim Archaeological Survey, or particularly interesting games with archaeological things in them, there'll be much more obvious archaeological surveying. In other cases, we'll be having fun and just seeing where it leads us, and this is one of those instances, I think. But I need to, again, as with so many other things, I need to stop thinking too much about it or worrying too much about it. Unfortunately, a little while ago, a couple of months ago now, actually, this is one of the reasons why I kind of took a little bit of a break from live streaming here, was that someone complained that I simply talked too much in my live stream. It was actually the live stream, one of the ones for the Kingdom Come Deliverance, and they basically were just like, "Shut up, man! Just play the game," this kind of thing. And clearly, they were missing the point of my live streams. Not only do I talk a lot, but also we chat and we make observations and this kind of thing. Ideas are sparked and explored, but it did, it's hard to ignore sometimes. Excuse me, criticism, even if it is ill-founded. It's not fair. We, in the biology department, come back with clothes either covered in blood or dirt, while the worst the physics department ever gets is some light chalk stains from writing equations all day. We need at least 2 laundry days to get the blood stains out. Fix this, says the biology people. Yeah. Well, and that did occur to me, but again, I think you've got to have the during a pandemic, it's not a great time to have the emotional resilience to ignore all criticism. But I'm absolutely getting there. Ooh, shuffleboard, nice. I'd love to play some shuffleboard. Shuffleboard scorecard. Shuffleboard scorecard. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. So often, for example, on our case, I'll get comments which are just asserting the most bizarre, well, at best bizarre, at worst downright really ugly things about humanity and our history. And that sort of stuff I can deal with because there's a sense of sort of authority. You can sort of say, well, actually, no, you're wrong. But when someone just says you talk too much, it's kind of hard to say you're wrong. Like, stop talking. I'm trying to watch your stream. You? How dare you talk during your stream?
Archer Ada.
Hey!
Aha! Alpha Quarter. Now I just need to find a way inside.
She was working on Dimensional Resonance Division. Okay. Anne Faust. Carl F. Brown. Lightning Division, Plant Division, Human Division, Ether Division. Oh, interesting. How do we get in? How do we get in there? Can we just push the door? It is a hilarious bit of criticism. It is a bit silly, isn't it?
Listen, buddy, like I said before, we will do
Rose?
what we can.
Oh,
Who are you talking to?
Ada! Oh, thank God. Yeah, some guy named Aubrey was broadcasting on our frequency. Said he was stuck in the engine halls and mentioned something about exotic energy. I'd like some answers.
Rose, I'd rather explain it in person. It's
No,
not
Ada,
what you...
now is a great time to tell me what the hell is going on here.
Fine, fine. I'll be brief. Listen. We discovered quantum resonance anomalies that prove the one-electron theory, meaning that every electron in the universe is the same one moving back and forth through time. So, naturally, we began to consider a second time dimension attached to the
Naturally.
Euclidean analogy of Minkowski space. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about the Thomson conjecture?
Ada,
Well,
Ada,
that's...
Ada, stop. It's me you're talking to. None of that nerd talk.
nerd talk. Calm down.
Okay. A large experiment went boom. It ruptured a current of time and dangerous things have flooded through it. These things have been killing us. All of us. We've tried to contain it all, but point is we need to leave. Did you find my apartment?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the alpha quarter is locked. I can't get in. Don't suppose you keep a spare key card somewhere.
Shit. No, wait! Yes, I do! My friend Eliza has a pair. God, I hope she's okay. She's on the ground floor, Gamma Quarter.
Gamma? Then our entrance is covered in a web of live electricity cables. I can't get near it.
Can you turn off the power source? The override code should be written in the Epsilon guest corridor. Easy peasy.
Right. I'll get the override code and disable the generator. Easy peasy.
Easy
Listen,
peasy.
I'm entering another shielded section, so I'll lose my broadcast ability again, but I'll try to hurry. I'm getting closer.
Shielded section. That's a nice little detail. Having to shield from different forms of energy cascading or presumably radiation, stuff like that. Very nice and necessary, presumably. Yeah, it's more personal feeling, but also I think if you are anything other than a total egomaniac, you are concerned about whether or not actually people want to watch what you're doing. Or at least you should be. And so it just is the sort of thing that it niggles at you, so it just sits with you. And ooh, rats, literally. Especially when you're a bit tired. So that's all. Decks in the Quarters sounding a bit Brave New World. They are, aren't they? So Epsilon corridor. Lambda, Sigma. The gym. Zeta. Railway station. Our 8 brains are going to mind the negative criticism, even if statistically speaking it's irrelevant. Yes, absolutely. This is very true. And especially if if you do actually care. Oh, this is quite nice. Little indoor green space. New collectible picked. Helios gym. Right. Epsilon corridor. Epsilon corridor. Stuck with these. We are. And all of the strange pathways that we create over a lifetime of experiences as well. So easy peasy, she says.
Chess. Ada used to be great at it.
Oh, this is quite nice. There are other ways of seeing Ada's name, which is cool. I still love you, William. Interesting. So we could have come up here. Come via here. featherweight bout for the title. Book ringside seats now. Don't know about you, but she scared me with her kick then. Use the override code from the Epsilon Quarter. Right, where is the override code? Epsilon. Guest Quarter. Don't mind me. The obnoxiously curious 18-year-old who visited last week, Albert, I think his name is, left his belongings in the Wind Guest Suite. Could you get in touch with our German Wardenclyffe office in order to arrange the return shipping of these things? Thanks, Marta. P.S. We received a special request for a piano to be brought to the Earth Suite. If you can get maintenance to help out the transportation from the docks. DS. Okay. Yeah. Well, thankfully, I think this is a game which is not built. It's not actually meant to be really scary. Creepy. Creepy. Oh. There's a waiter with his tray.
Ah, there we are. Override code 33212. Got it.
Emergency generator use prohibited without official Wardenclyffe approval. Activation, deactivation codes provided weekly to duty officers in the Epsilon Quarter. Are we sure that's the... How does she know that's the code? How did she know that's the code? They didn't even say this is the code. There's lots of code. Okay. So 33212. 33212. We're after. Yeah, I don't think it is big on jump scares, and that's okay. Sometimes I want to play jump scares. You know, I'll go to like Alien Isolation or something. But this is just quite a cool exploration game. But also in comparison with something like Bioshock, it's very interesting to see how two different game developers tackle very similar themes and ideas. Looks like a combination of Bioshock and Amnesia. Absolutely, it really does, doesn't it? Yeah, thank you for your code. Yes, no, it's 33212, wasn't it? So let's go 33212. Hey. Yes, Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Is that it? Is it Dark Descent? Because there's is it Machine for Pigs is the sequel, which is not so good. The Beta Quarter. Oh, a Beta Quarter. Oh, totally not where I'd live. I'd live in the Alpha Quarter. Oh dear. Yeah. Speaking of online changing language, the resurgence of the word cuck, as in cuckold, is fascinating to me. You know, for me that was always essentially a medieval, you know, or previous centuries insult, but it's become such a thing online amongst a certain type of well, as far as I can tell, slightly insecure male. Yeah, okay, so we got that message. Soma. Oh, take care, Nolan. Jeopardy. Thanks for the stream. I'm glad you're back, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Nolan. Sleep well, or be well. Stay well. Live well. Have a good day. It's not nighttime everywhere, Mark. Remember that. There's a delta. Rats. The wrong way. Pay attention, man. Pay attention. I wonder if these guys are developers on the game. They look like they might be based on real people, or members of the staff. Okay, so it's this way, isn't it? No. How do we get up to? Trying to remember how we get up to Alpha. We came round this corner. There's our shuffleboard. There we go. I do love, and the aesthetic is so specific, in so much as it is real world sort of Art Deco, Art Nouveau, but also as I say, I think it is bounded in a way that Bioshock isn't. The riveting, for example, on the walls, and the overall, as I say, the overall symmetry speaks to it being in a ship. Plus, as well, they're much more seemingly concerned about the engineering of this space and how it relates, for example, to things like glass and electrics and that exterior space with the lighting above. It's interesting. Again, it's an interesting comparison with Bioshock, I think. Excuse me. Okay. Can we just push the door now? Oh, no, sorry, I'm going to the electricity bit. Sorry. I keep on talking, distracting myself. So now we can go through the corridor that was electrified in order to get to the key to get into the Alpha block. The sound effects are quite pleasing as well. The metal, the blinking of the light bulbs, the very subtle music. It's nice. I've always been skeptical, though, of institutions buying art or creating spaces to inspire minds. Often it seems to be a vanity project. For example, in the case of my old university, Durham University, they definitely bought a whole load of art, A&T, apparently to inspire young minds at the university. But then they had it, or they still have it today, actually, in an area where you have to. Time is not a river. You have to book to go and see it. You can only book to go and see it at certain times. And frankly, when I was a student, I didn't have time to be booking to go and see art in essentially what is an administration building, just to be quote inspired. Yeah, I'm always interested by these sort of slightly corporate notions of inspiring people. More rats. The circle must be broken. So many dead people. I'm looking for. What was that noise? Let's try. Oh, look at all this chess. So much chess. Chess by the bathtub, chess by the toilet, chess by the bed. Just chess. Nice warm sodium light effect. I think that's the realism of the space. It's more than just the graphical quality, isn't it? Because this is, I wouldn't say this is photorealistic graphics. There's something which is slightly, there is something stylized about it. It's a little bit there's a hand crafted quality to the graphics in a way which, I mean, I'm trying not to use the word cartoony, but you know what I mean. Um, it is not real, photoreal, but it's realistic, which is really nice, and it helps you to sort of is it Adiyama's? No, I can't think what her name is now. Atiyama. Anyway, Miss Patel's quarters. A king.
Aubrey King. Can't be that many Aubreys on board. Could there?
But Aubrey was a man on the radio. New Wardenclyffe weather breakthrough. Rain to provide the Helios with electricity. Lead researcher Aubrey King innovates with a new solution. Oh, I see, Aubrey King. Right, so yes. For electricity generation, but the Helios, Edison, and General Electric continues rapid expansion across southern Asia. But yeah, well, actually, there you see, even in the photograph, there it's stylized. Oh, just had a intéressant new message. Oh, isn't that lovely? Someone just left a lovely comment on a video. It sort of drew my attention. Oh, there's a little pin-up of Nikola Tesla in your wardrobe. I'd like to have Tesla in the bathroom on the mirror. I like to pretend I am Tesla. I cut out his eyes so I can see through them. Oh, look at that steampunk heating system. It's a power shower, if ever I saw one. Yes, it just drew my attention because it had a big yay at the beginning of it. I'll turn up on my phone. This letter is to inform you that effective May the 2nd, you're being demoted from lead researcher of the Weather Tech Department to coordinator of the Maintenance Division. Not having reached sufficient results in the exploitation of the resources granted by Wardenclyffe, the company believes your long-standing knowledge of the Helios will be of better use, ensuring the functioning of the areas designated for the conversion of new energy sources. You have the right to appeal this demotion under the Wardenclyffe grievance policy. If you have any questions, meet Linda Kaczynski, Director of Employee Relations. Okay, Aubrey was demoted, even though he clearly had a bit of a thing for Tesla. Why did you betray me, Nikola? I love you. I loved you. I brought my library to the ship. I did all these diagrams for you. Why? P. Ivanov? Eliza Fairfield. Oh, I see. So the keys I've been picking up so far were incidental pickups. I wouldn't necessarily have had access to those apartments had I not picked up the keys so far. And her keys outside her apartment because you need to get in here for the story. That's quite cool. Okay, let's see the desk. We know what you did. Do what we say, as we say, when we say, or we will make sure your days aboard the Helios are over. We will be in touch. That's the other thing as well, isn't it? There's if this is the place to be, the threat of leaving this place would be a strong motivator for ambitious scientists and academics. Shuffleboard Sunday, 2 PM official rules. Team of 2. Again, oh, so she was into shuffleboard. My kind of person. Interesting. Oh.
Rest in peace, Eliza.
Oh dear. Oh, isn't that a shame? That's the Alpha Quarter. A Archer.
It is key cards. Let's go.
Eliza's note. This is home. The Helios is the only place where I ever truly belonged. This ship accepted me for being me. I cannot put into words what it is like to suffer through life without finding acceptance or kinship. But here, aboard the Helios, not only did I find kinship, I found friendship. I found family. It's not Bioshock. Good evening, Charmander. It is not Bioshock. It's a game called Close to the Sun, and it is very Bioshocky. It's actually set in an alternate universe where Nikola Tesla, or an alternate history perhaps, where Nikola Tesla has a huge ship on board which are the world's greatest minds. It's very Bioshocky in that sense. It's very, inviting people to further the evolution of science and art and this kind of thing. But set in a sort of a slightly shifted history as opposed to completely fictional. And now I've destroyed the only family I've ever known. I'm alone again, she says. I was never meant to end up here. Inspired. Inspired by a Bioshock, you think? Interesting. I was never meant to end up here. Yet here I am, rope in hand with judgment at my door. I thought the barricade could hold them off, at least for a time. So naive of me. Their clouds came through unhindered, followed by the screams of my friends. I'm the only one left, alone again. Ah, poor Eliza. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. It was just supposed to delay the test. Just a delay, that was all. A delay in exchange for their silence, so I could remain aboard. Yeah, a powerful motivator, wanting to stay on board with my friends. Not that it matters in the end. My guilt won't go away, and so the solution won't change. If you can forgive me, I thank you with all my heart. If you can't, I understand, and I accept your verdict. I am alone again. It's all my fault. So did Eliza do something for the people that were seemingly blackmailing her, and that caused the experiment to, or whatever, something to go wrong on board the ship? Oh. What is that? That's a... We've seen that on some paper. Was it on here? No, it wasn't on here. There was a letter. There was a document that had this symbol. Sadly, I don't seem to be able to... Yeah, there's no crouch. Interesting. Do we have a record of documents? No. I wonder what that symbol means, perhaps. Okay, so out from the Gamma Quarter, up to the Alpha
Back
corridor.
to the Alpha Quarter. At least I know the way.
Oh, no, sorry. So awkward navigating around all these... Oh. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, so it's this way. There we go. All these barricades.
The circle must be broken. The circle must be broken.
The circle must be broken. Come on. Alpha Quarter, so Epsilon, Alpha, yep. So over here, past the shuffleboard. It is, in so many ways, quite beautiful, isn't it? This anomaly. Which also, actually, that was something they sort of dropped in Bioshock, wasn't it? They had sort of ghostly sort of visions in that as well. Sort of energy ghosts, energy remnants, this kind of thing. Okay. Okay.
Please work. Yes!
Where are you, Rose? Oh, nice. Billiards. Suspected Edison spy. CF Brown. Why so Wasil Choi. LJ Ostrog. T Miller. A Faust. And we waited as long as we could for you, but it's not safe anymore. We've locked everything and moving out with some people from Sigma and Delta. Meet us in the garden as soon as you can. Don't wait, just go. Well, there's my sister. Ada Archer's flat. Jiaocho, or Giaocho. Some of us are here. Some of us here actually prefer to sleep during the night. I'm not saying you should stop sneaking your lady friend into your apartment, but for the love of all things holy, please soundproof your room. You'll sleep with neighbors. Oh, I see. So Giaocho, Caruccio was a bit of a player. Okay, LJ Ostrog. Let's go to Ada's apartment. Ada Archer. Where are you?
Yeah, this is Ada's room, all right. Never did learn to clean her room properly.
Oh, look at all those papers. Interesting. Clearly a version of D&D. Nice little bar. Come on, Ada, where are you? Oh, there's a pyramid. Or a D4. Wind.
Oh, I haven't seen this picture in years. We were just kids. When did that end?
Here is a D8. With a sort of a wiggly bee on it.
All those smarts, and you still got yourself mixed up in this mess.
Diploma of Physics.
Hey, Rose, where are you?
I made it to your apartment, and if we are to make it off the ship alive, I need to understand what's going on. For example, you said a future you wrote me the letter that brought me here. What does that even mean?
My research is about exploiting
It's a huge bathroom.
time. So a future me will write that letter and somehow send it back in time to get you here on the Helios. Holy shit! And I think I know how! Listen, Rose, I need you to grab me some very important research. There's a secret room in my room. You find it while I make my way through another laboratory department. I'll give you a clue. It's center stage.
That's it. You're just going to leave me to figure this out on my own?
Have fun.
Have fun. Secret room in my room.
Taming a new kind of fire to raise mankind beyond its material limitations. You always did dream big, Ada.
Well, it's another Prometheus reference. Center stage is the clue. Center stage. Interesting diagram. It's a 10-sided shape, I think. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, 12-sided. With fire on the bottom. Interesting. Give me Assassin's Creed feels. Another very good series to be reminding people of. Center stage. Center stage. Massive bathroom. Plenty of loo roll. So even though they had quarantine written on the door, it's not 2020. There's loo roll around. I mean, seriously, if you want someone to find... I mean, that's a really cool shelf, actually. I like that. Actually, I might just screen grab that. There we go. might want to try and make something like that. There's another one of those symbols. What does it mean? Ah! Did we crash? No, okay. Although we seem to have lost the mouse. Oh, there we go. What happened there? Is it down? Is it under here somehow? The secret room in her room. Oh. Right, okay, so we have the shapes. Okay. So... the 20 is the wigglies, the water, I guess. Was it... trying... the D4 was... that was fire, wasn't it, on here? No, that was air. What looks like an air symbol. Okay. The D8 was... no, that's not it. D8. Moving on. Okay, that's that shape. So the dice each have a symbol on them. Elemental symbols are recognised, but what are the others? I'm not sure. I think there are 3 elements, and then maybe that's the symbol for the ether thing that she's been looking about with, perhaps. Okay, so now the 12-sided shape. I'll just leave these things lying around. I mean, it's not like anyone could ever figure this out. Super secure. And then the pyramid is... that's the air one. There we go. Hey, an event system that actually has cobwebs. This is a rarity in
For the
computer games.
Helios. We'll get together. Have a few laughs.
Nice, Die Hard reference. Come out to the coast. We'll get together. We'll have a few laughs. That's another thing, actually. Die Hard didn't have realistic air vents. They were far too clean. Yes, yeah, a little bit like that. Yeah, absolutely. With the illuminated symbols. Right. So this is a secret room. More electron theory. Yeah, cool. So we've already read that newspaper.
So, this is it? This is the research that will allow the letter to go back in time? I thought it would be thicker?
How's it going?
Pretty good. Although I'm afraid I found an error in your fancy calculations.
That would be the day. What did you find?
Well, you've got massless gnome vectors intersecting with relativistic spoon dimensions.
None of what you just said makes any sense whatsoever.
Makes just as much sense to me as this notebook. These equations will allow you to send the letter back in time?
Yes, and since you received it, I've technically already done it. Or will do it, depending on how you look at it. Comforting to know that I'll at least live long enough to write it. But the research means so much more. It could do so much more for all of us. Promise me you'll protect it. Promise me.
Fine, I promise. But now what?
I've divided the research into two pieces. You only have half of it. I'm on my way to pick up the other half. I'm just gonna go through the biolabs now and we'll... What the... Damn it! Rose, I'm trapped! Rose, I'm trapped in the biolabs! Rose...
Hello?
Rose, can you hear me?
Ada.
Oops!
Blimey.
Ada! Piece of shit receiver.
Oh dear. Some people's passwords are worse, though. Definitely. Yeah, I've definitely known much worse passwords. I think we'd have to leave it there for tonight, guys. It's been a couple of hours. I do want to spend a little bit of time with the lovely Mrs. Soup this evening. But it has been fun, and I'm definitely going to continue this. I think we're hopefully maybe approaching something like halfway through. I wonder, though, in this game, if we're going to continually not quite bumping uh, into Ada. Is she always going to be, not quite where we, or just having been where we turn up? Excuse me. So we'll turn up just after she's gone, or just after she's been hidden, or she's had to run away, or something like that. That's an interesting question, but I think that will be it for this evening. As I say, thank you so much for turning up. Thank you for the conversation, for the back and forth, and for your thoughts about this as well, especially the architecture and the art and the engineering we've been looking at. As ever, guys, until next time, do take care, and I'll see you next Tuesday to continue this adventure. Bye bye.